With us, we have Mr. Wahidullah Sharahani, Minister of Commerce in the Afghanistan government. Mr. Sharahani, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Welcome to the RKB Show, sir. Thank you very much for coming on the line. After the assassination of Burhanuddin Rabbani, your former president, the Peace Council, which had been established 11 months ago, now, isn't this one more attempt on the part of the Taliban not just to derail the peace process, but also to see to it that the promised withdrawal of the US troops does not take place? Mr. Sharahani.
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me to this program. Yes, Mr. Professor Burhanuddin Rabbani was the leader of Mujahideen, and he was a famous leader of Afghanistan.
Yes.
And he was working for the peace in Afghanistan, and he was a famous leader among the Mujahideen in Afghanistan. But unfortunately, he lost his life in the peace way.
Yes. Now, but the only thing is that as far as Mr. Rabbani's assassination is concerned, how badly do you think it is going to affect the other factions that your government has been trying to bring in onto the table to negotiate a kind of peace for them so that the Taliban can be isolated once and for all? How badly have your efforts been affected by this assassination?
Yes, absolutely. Afghanistan government are committed to peace in Afghanistan, to the region. But those who are against Afghanistan, against peace in Afghanistan, that's their work, and they killed Professor Rabbani.
Yes. At the moment with us, Mr. Wahidullah Sharahani, the Minister of Commerce in the Hamid Karzai government. As far as the President himself is concerned, he is committed to a peace process. Now, does that peace process also include negotiating with the Taliban? Mr. Sharahani.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Now I'm hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right. Now, is the President Hamid Karzai, is he also committed to talking to the Taliban? Will you talk to the Taliban for peace?
Sure. Mr. President is committed to peace in Afghanistan. We have a proverb in our language that we can't wash blood and blood. We are still committed to peace with the Taliban or with those who are against this government or who want it. We are just committed to Afghans, to those Afghans who are against this government, not those who are against Afghanistan government, such as like Al-Qaeda or other groups. But we are committed to Afghanistan and to the peace of Afghanistan, and with the Taliban, those who are Afghans.
Right, but what about the security arrangements for tomorrow? Tomorrow is the funeral of Rabbani Sahib.
Yes.
A lot of people are going to be descending on Kabul. There are hundreds and hundreds of people coming in from all over the world and also from remote parts of Afghanistan. What about the security arrangements in and around Kabul?
Time now security is very tight in Kabul, and we hope that we will receive more guests from around the world. And yes.
Very good. But Mr. Sharahani, as far as you are concerned, you've been fighting these people in some form or the other for God knows how many years. First you fought the Soviets, now you're fighting the Taliban and the Al-Qaeda. How long do you think this fight will continue?
You know that Professor Rabbani is not the first guy that he killed by the Taliban or other groups. Till now we don't know. But, before this, a lot of people, we were lost in this way regarding the peace. We don't know, and no one can say, but we are committed to peace in Afghanistan. We don't know how long it will take this struggle.
Right. Mr. Sharahani, do you have a message to the people of India? Would you like to give a message to the people of India at this time? What do you expect from them? What do you expect from the people of India in this time in Afghanistan?
Hello?
Yes. Mr. Sharahani, can you hear me?
Yes, now I'm hearing you.
Mr. Sharahani, is there a message that you would like to give to the government of India and to the people of India at this time?
I want all the people from India, and especially the government of India, to help us in regarding the peace in Afghanistan.
And what kind of help would you like? Would you like more forces to come in from India? Would you like a military presence of India in Afghanistan? What would you like?
No. We want Afghanistan to rebuild, reconstruction, and we want more help from Indian government to build Afghanistan.
But the Indian government is already doing that. We already have, I think, a large number of engineers working in Afghanistan. We already have a large number of companies working in Afghanistan. All right, I think we've lost him. We've lost Mr. Sharahani. However, you heard him. We'll try and get him back, but you heard him. What he said was, we would like the government of India to help us rebuild Afghanistan, to rebuild the infrastructure in Afghanistan, to see to it that Afghanistan comes back on the road to progress. Burhanuddin Rabbani assassinated day before yesterday by a Taliban activist with a bomb in his turban. A suicide bomber killed Burhanuddin Rabbani. Now the peace process may or may not have got a setback, we don't know that. In any event, which clearly shows that the Taliban perhaps are not interested in talking peace with the Hamid Karzai government. We've got Mr. Sharahani back with us. Mr. Sharahani, thank you for coming back. Mr. Sharahani, can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
All right. Now, you already have a lot of Indians working in Afghanistan. You already have a lot of, not just Indians, but people from all over the world who are at the moment trying to help to rebuild Afghanistan. But the one question which is there on everybody's lips is, what about security? Because the Taliban are out to kill people, they're out to destroy the infrastructure of Afghanistan. In fact, they're out to destroy Afghanistan. Now, what is your government going to do to at least ensure the security of these people who are working for Afghanistan?
You know that our government, Afghanistan government, are committed to the security in Afghanistan. And as I told you that we are not believe on the struggle of to use gun on that struggle.
Yes.
We committed to peace in Afghanistan. We asked all the neighbor countries, especially from Indian government, people of India, to help us the peace of Afghanistan. The peace in Afghanistan is not only limited
Yes.
to Afghanistan. It affected a region, and you know, you
That's
are
right.
witnesses of the Bombay and other area of India, in Pakistan, in Afghanistan, in other countries. If Afghanistan has a peace, if Afghanistan live in a peace, in Afghan people live in a peace, and it's a benefit for the region. And you know, Indian government or people of India and the second people and after American, that they help us here in Afghanistan, and the government of Afghanistan and the people of Afghanistan are appreciate from the government of India, and people of the Indian, they are helping us in the many projects. And they run a lot of projects. Special, they build the parliamentarian house in Afghanistan,
Yes.
Roads in Afghanistan, schools, scholarships they provided for our students.
Yes.
And still they are working. And the Indian government is the second large supporter of Afghanistan. That's why we are appreciating from the people of India and government of India. They are just helping directly with the government through government.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Wahidullah Sharahani. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you very
Great
much
pleasure.
from you too.
Great pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And all the very best to you.